Oh, this fried chicken looks good. Oh, oh man. Oh, fish food, yeah. Oh, I don't know, but man, I feel like I've had the worst, like, nightmare. I mean, first we had this pandemic. Then we had what seemed like the world's longest election. Then I wake up this morning, I'm just trying to read the newspaper, and we have a freaking earthquake here in Massachusetts. I mean, and then Alex Trebek died today. Oh my God. Oh, I can't wait. We gotta check. We gotta turn things around. I don't know what to do. The only thing I do know for sure that if it's Sunday, it must be Sunday dinner with Chef Joe. Hey everybody, and welcome to the season premiere of Sunday Dinner with Chef Joe. This is the winter edition, and you're like, what? We're outside. It's November. It's 75 degrees. We had a freaking earth. Anyway, sorry, we just had a glitch. So we are today going to make comfort food. I don't know about you, but I think we all need some comfort food. No matter what has happened to you in this last several months, I know you all could use some comfort food. So today we're going to talk comfort food. So obviously, to me, a bucket of KFC, you can't go wrong with a bucket of KFC. That's for me. But if you want to make real food at home, then you've come to the right place. And like I said, since it's 75 degrees and sun, and well, it's not sunny anymore. It's actually dark here at 5 o'clock now outside. But we are going to make some food outside on the grill. And if we're going to do comfort food, I don't know, when I think comfort food, I think meatloaf, I think biscuits, I think gravy. Don't you? Anyways, we're going to do it today on the grill. How's that? Are you ready? Let's do it. All right. So today we're going to make, like I said, we're going to make a grilled meatloaf, and we'll talk about that in a few minutes. We're going to take a cast iron skillet, and we're going to make biscuits in a cast iron skillet and put it on the grill. And we are going to make a wild mushroom gravy to go with it. So let's get the mushroom gravy started because I want to get that moving so we can get on with everything else. So, all right, over here we have some selection of wild, different kinds of mushrooms. I don't know, I was out somewhere in the woods picking them today. But we're having some nice wild mushrooms, so let's get our pan started. Woohoo! All right. So we're going to start off with about a tablespoon or so of butter, unsalted butter, and we're going to let that heat up real quick. And I'm just getting my pan started. And then what we're going to put in is, this is about one small shallot or half of a large shallot that I diced up, and we're going to throw that into our pan. All right. And we're going to just kind of, now we're going to turn this up. We're going to let this butter and the shallots start to move a little bit. So we'll come back to that. In the meantime, let's make our biscuits. So, anyways, let's do the meatloaf first. I think we should do the meatloaf first. All right, so we're going to start with our meatloaf. So, I have here a pound of organic grass-fed beef. It is like 90% lean. So even though we're eating comfort food today, we are definitely doing a little bit healthier. So, oh, thank you for the gloves. That would be wonderful. Great. All right, we're going to put that there for a minute. Get our gloves on. Okay. So we have a pound of ground beef. And I'm going to make, like I said, we're going to make this a pretty healthy meatloaf, okay? So, let me just get my gloves on so we can do this right. Oh, that one broke. Oh, I don't know who gave me these gloves. But, jeez. Anyways. All right. So, We're putting on our gloves. So we got that. Now we're going to, instead of breadcrumbs, we're going to use oatmeal. And I have here 1 cup of oatmeal that we're going to dump right in. Any kind of oatmeal you want. If you like to use the 1 minute oatmeal, that's fine. If you like to use the steel cut oatmeal, that's fine too. All right, so we have a pound of ground beef. We have our oatmeal. And we're just going to check our shallots real quick so we don't burn them. Get them nice. All we are trying to do with these shallots right now is we are trying to, you're starting to smell them. You guys can't smell them, but what you're trying to do is sweat them out a little bit. All right, so we got that. Oatmeal, meatloaf. Now, we're going to start, we're going to use, we have right here a teaspoon of thyme. And we have a teaspoon of rosemary. This is dried rosemary, but you can use fresh rosemary if you have it. This is 1 teaspoon of oregano. We got a teaspoon of ground pepper. We have a teaspoon of salt. And we have a teaspoon of garlic powder. All right? So those are all our dry ingredients going in with our meat. Now, let's go back to these. So now we've got our mushrooms. So we're going to just take our mushrooms and we're literally going to start breaking them up. Got all kinds of cool mushrooms here. And I am literally just tearing them into pieces and just putting them right into our butter and shallot mixture. All right. That, rip that. Okay. And what we want to do now is we just want to take these mushrooms and we want to saute them a little bit and brown them up just a little bit. And all right. Look at these. We got some great mushrooms here. All right. Got it? Some crumbs. All right, so now we're going to let those saute a little bit. Okay, back to the meatloaf. All right, so we got our dry ingredients in, right? Now let's we're going to put in 2 eggs. Okay, got 2 eggs. And then another one of my wife and I's secret ingredients is Bloody Mary mix. That's right. A nice, good, spicy Bloody Mary mix. And I have here about 1/3 of a cup. So we're pouring that in. 1/3 of a cup. All right? And then we're literally just going to take that and we're going to mush that all together. Get it all nice and mixed really well. All right. You want a good, well mix. All right. Then, once we get all that mixed up, now we want to put it in the pan. Now, the key, you got it with this, doing it on the grill. Anytime you do it, you need to make sure you spray the pan really well because it will want to stick. All right. Now we're going to take our meatloaf. I'm going to put it right in this pan. Loaf pan, just like that. Okay, move that over here. How's that look, right? All right, next, we're gonna put that right on our grill. We're gonna just drop it right on the old grill, just like that. Okay, gonna check on our mushrooms. They're starting to smell. So now we want to add some more to this. So you want to what we call deglaze your pan. You always want to use red. I like to use red wine when I deglaze, especially if I'm making a nice sauce like this and we're doing a beef tonight to go with it. So we're going to deglaze for about, I don't know, let's put in about a cup and a half. Oh, what the hell, let's put the whole bottle in, I don't care. It's a half, so this is like about a cup and a half of red wine, all right? And we're going to just let that reduce down for a minute. And we are going to, I want to get that started before we go to the bread. So let's get on with that. All right, by the way, so our meatloaf, when it's done, when it's sliced, I let it cool. This is one that I did before the show. I sliced it, and then I put on top of this a little, this is sriracha and ketchup. All right, and we are going to place that right on the grill to heat up. And we're going to literally place those right on our grill. Just like that. All right. Got that going. All right, so we got this going. Now we're going to add to it. We're going to add to it about a cup of beef broth. I'm using you can use whatever you want if you have your own beef stock. This is I'm using one that I just bought in the grocery store, and I find this particular brand that it seems to work for what I need it to do. I mean, there's nothing better than making your own stock, but so then the goal is we're going to crank that baby right up, and we're going to just let that go. All right, now we can make our biscuits. All right, so here we go. So what we're going to start with is I got a bowl right here, and we are going to use, we have 1 stick of butter that has been diced, okay, and we're going to start off by throwing that right in our bowl. 1 stick of butter diced, and we have 2 cups of all-purpose flour. Okay, and then what you want to do, and I'm going to put on a glove again, because what we want to do now is we want to mix this up. And I find that using your hand for this part of it is the best part. So we are going to take our flour and our butter, and we're just going to start squeezing the butter and the flour together. So we're squeezing and we're squeezing and we're squeezing the butter and the flour together. And what we're trying to do is get it so that the flour and the butter have incorporated enough that it has become almost like a sand. So you're trying to get like a sandy type of finish to it, all right? So that's what you're doing, is you're mixing it all up just like that, okay? Once you've gotten that so it's like a sandy type texture, you're now going to add the rest of your ingredients. So what we're going to add next is we are going to add, we have, this is 4 teaspoons of baking powder to it. And we have 1 teaspoon of salt. Actually, yeah, 1 teaspoon of salt. And a 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda. Okay, got all that. And then we are going to add, this is 1 1/4 cups of buttermilk. Okay, so this is real buttermilk. I just took out and I measured it before we came on. So we're going to pour 1 1/4 cups of buttermilk in there. And then we're going to mix it all up. Mix it all up. And what you're trying to do is you want to mix the whole thing up, but you don't want to overmix. The thing what makes people get upset with biscuits is that they get really tough. You've heard, every time I think of biscuits, I always think of John Belushi and the Blues Brothers, Rubber Biscuit. And so nobody likes rubber biscuits. So you just want to mix it up enough so that it comes together as a dough, which is what it's done here, right? And then we're literally just going to put that right on I have it on a cutting board with flour. Okay, right? Got flour. And what we're going to do is we are going to flour our dough just enough We're not going to mix it. We just want to get it, make sure it comes together with the flour. Just really basic. Don't want to overwork it. All right. And then we're going to flatten it out to about a 1-inch thickness. Okay, got a 1-inch thickness going here. Looks like a plan. All right. Next, we are going to now cut it. Now, I find you can use a cutter, or I find that a mason jar, a small mason jar, or any size mason jar really works great. They have the right opening for it. So we're just literally going to push down on it and pull out our little biscuits, just like that. Okay. All right. And then if you need to bring them back together, you can bring it all back together and do it again. Just like that. All right? And you guys get the picture on it. Now, you need a 12-inch, 10 to 12-inch cast iron skillet, and you want to grease it. I greased this before we started, and you're going to just take your biscuits and you're going to put them right in the pan, just like this. And you're going to put them in at least a 400-degree grill. Okay, just like that. And you're going to leave those for about 15 minutes. You want to check them at 10, but it takes about 15 to 20 minutes max. And what you're looking for is they will definitely brown on the bottom, and they probably will have hopefully maybe a little bit of light brown on the top. So, and when they're done, this is what they look like. So they're a nice biscuit. They have, see, they're a little brown on the bottom from the crispness. And what we're going to do now is we're going to plate. So, how's our sauce coming over here? Oh, look at this mushrooms. This mushroom sauce is coming along beautiful. And then what's even better about this mushroom sauce is that we're not going to get rid of those mushrooms. We're actually going to put those right on our meatloaf. All right, so we got ourselves a couple of biscuits. We got ourselves some meatloaf here. Let's put some. We're gonna pile this meatloaf right on here, just like this, just like that. And then we need some sauce for it, and mushrooms. Look at this. Oh, wow. Okay. And then, oh, it smells so darn good. You can even pour a little on your biscuits if you want. And there you go. And then, you know that we can't end the show without having what's Joe drinking? Joe's been drinking a lot. But anyway, no kidding. But anyways, Joe is drinking today. We got to have a little wine with it. And I have a Stephen Miller wine from Calaveras County in California. And this wine comes from the Naked Wines that I get through my wine club. And let's try it out. Would you say this was like a 3.6? Is that what it came out? I'd put that out in there, 3.5, 3, somewhere in there, yeah. Anyways, I am psyched to be back. I know you are too. And guess what, guys? I got my KFC, but even more importantly for dessert, I got my Ben & Jerry's fish food ice cream. So, until I see you next week, stay safe, stay happy, and stay healthy. And I will see you next week on Sunday Dinner with Chef Joe.